Welcome back to It's Just Queen Bee's Thoughts. It's me, Queen Bee, and I'm so grateful you're here for another episode. If you got my first episode, you know a bit about my story, my 10-year battle with Oxy, how I used meth to cope, and how music and self-reflection played a huge role in pulling me out of that darkness. Today, I want to take you a little deeper. I want to talk about what happens after you make that choice to change, after you say, I'm done with this addiction, but the road ahead still looks impossible. It's the part no one really prepares you for, the messy middle part of healing. And I want to be real with you about how I found clarity through that mess, how music became my constant companion, and how I used reflection to rebuild myself from the inside out. So let's rewind a bit. After I decided I needed to get clean, I thought the hardest part would be quitting. But honestly, quitting was just the first step. Once I stopped using, all the emotions, all the memories, all the pain I had been numbing for so long came rushing back. It was overwhelming. I had spent so many years running from myself, and now I had to face it all head on. That's where music came in. Music was my lifeline during this time. It wasn't just about listening to the songs that resonated with me. It was about creating. Writing lyrics became my therapy. Every word I wrote down felt like a release, like I was finally letting go of everything that I had been carrying around for years. And it wasn't just about the pain. It was about discovering who I was without the drugs. It was about finding my voice again, both literally and figuratively. One song in particular that really helped me process how the addiction was affecting my life was a song I wrote called What Saved My Life, which I will share with you at the end of this episode. It's part of my neurodivergent album. That song came from such a raw, vulnerable place. Writing it forced me to reflect on how meth had been both a destroyer and, strangely enough, a guide. It was never a solution, but it made me face parts of myself that I had been too scared to confront for a long time. And through that, I found a strange kind of clarity. Like I stated in my last episode, reflection was the other key. I spent so many nights just sitting with myself, asking the hard questions. What had led me down this path? What was I trying to escape? Who was I without the drugs? And let me tell you, those questions weren't easy to answer. There were days when I didn't want to reflect. I didn't want to deal with the shame, the guilt, all the regrets. But I knew that if I didn't face those things, I'd never truly be free. Over time, I started to see the person that I had buried under all those years of addiction. And little by little, I started to like that person again. I started to rebuild a relationship with myself, one based on honesty and compassion. I realized that healing wasn't just about getting clean. It was about learning to love myself in a way that I had never done before. So that's what I want to leave you with today. If you're in the middle of your own journey, whether it's recovery, self-discovery, or just figuring out who you are, know that clarity doesn't come overnight. It comes from being willing to sit with yourself, to reflect, and to let music, or whatever your creative outlet is, guide you through the tough moments. In the next episode, I'm going to dive even deeper into the power of creative expression during recovery. We'll talk more about how writing, creating, and just letting yourself feel can be such a powerful tool in healing. But for now, I want to encourage you to start your own reflection. Ask yourself the hard questions. Write them down. Use whatever means you have, music, art, journaling, to explore all the answers. And if this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. What's been your experience with reflection and healing? Have you found any creative outlets that help you process everything? Drop me a message or leave me a comment, and let's continue the conversation. Until next time, remember, clarity comes when you stop running from yourself and you start facing your truth, one step at a time.
Never tell me you understand my pain, or I'm being dramatic. You don't have the slightest clue of what I've been through in life. I've been through hell and back, and survived, where there was no one to tell me it was going to be okay.
Don't entertain the pain.
So no, you really don't understand.
Put you to the challenge. Become the whole package. Manage your own damage. You gotta hurt in order to know. Fall in order to grow. Awoken with a blast from my past, set me on the right path fast. Remove my disguise just in time to live this life. Energize, tranquilize, visualize, you're wasting my time. Act like I'm a shooter from Columbine. My mind's designed like Einstein in Tech 9. I can't repeat your storyline. It's like watching paint drying over time. We're just different, you and I. Nothing wrong with getting high. At least I smile. Round you, always on trial. You're in denial. Smoking weed will put you on a news cycle. A shattered ego or a standard hero. Tired eyes always dry, sucking like you're 9. You're walking a fine line. I see the lies in your eyes. So what is it this time? It's okay to reinvent yourself in a day. You can make mistakes along the way and fix those today. You're not wrong if you don't like my song. I'll just turn my head, put my headphones on, stay withdrawn. Rapid changes, far from painless. You're chasing greatness in all the wrong places. Leave a trail as I sail onto a new tale. You'll lose in order to gain, and you'll learn from the pain. Keep blaming me, it's you's not living free. Cage with rage you can't see and you can't breathe. I float above you, I'm merged in love. You're running circles in a rush. I can't bite my tongue, you make me the villain. You don't get a golden ticket, it hurts you, no one else can choose. Think I'd chosen being raised in a cult, stunted with PTSD as an adult. It didn't take long, they kicked me out. I said farewell, on to the next. Perplexed religion fucked up my head. Dizzy, spinning, spread thin, for years feeling your fear. Before the fog cleared, I survived the fires of hell. I was a natural rebel. I stay here free from fear, cause I'm a seer. Now with my eyes, those tend to lie. I use my ears so I can hear. Then my mind it climbs, I can rise. You won't believe me, but meth saved my life. I was ill and filled with pills. Had to get off oxy and perks. Meth was the only thing that worked. It brought me here, gave me new starts, stirs a part in my heart. Oxy'll take you down to a place you'll never be found. With no air you'll drown. It's me that creates the space, and internal echoes reiterate, invade and persuade. But my PTSD's got a hold on me. A little closer to insanity, struggle with duality. Mentally disturbed reality. Manifest, reflect, and perfect, and accept what's next. Making the best. With the benefit of the work I've done, it's time to turn my undivided attention. Getting into the vortex as best I can. It's okay to stand out, get the word out. When you really love you, all that will matter is the truth.